Okay, I'm getting better. Why is freelancing the best way to become an entrepreneur? In my opinion, the only way all of you kids should become entrepreneurs is by starting with freelancing first.
Knowledge.
Let's think about it. You're working a normal job and you have a specific skill set. Let's say you're an accountant, French teacher, designer, copywriter, whatever it may be. Every single day you go to work, you sit down and you start working. You know what you have to do that day, everything else is sorted for you. And at the end of the month, you get a nice bit of money into your bank account, and that's it, right?
Right there. Oh!
But what are you not actually doing? Well, you're not actually running a business, right? You're just focusing on what's called hard skills. That's the specific skills you're utilizing every single day in your work. That's not going to teach you how to run a business. So why is becoming a freelancer the best way to actually learn how to do business and eventually become an entrepreneur? First of all, we need to think about what does a business actually look like? Well, there's 5 areas of a business, and one of those areas is sales. The ability to sell is the most important life skill anyone can have, right? It comes right along with persuasion, you know, being able to persuade people to do things you want, the ability to negotiate, to be able to get things the way you want. And for some of you, it's going to come quite naturally.
You be ferocious. You be relentless.
But for others like me, it's not. When I was 18, I was very, very introverted, spending all of my time inside, smoking weed and playing Dota.
I mean, it's legal, right?
Totally legal.
Okay.
I'm not really talking to people. I was very, very bad at socializing, extroversion, and all things persuasion. And I had to teach myself. It was hard. But now I understand that sales is the most important skill. When you become a freelancer, of course, and especially if you're doing remote freelancing, it's one of the most vital skills to having a successful business, because without sales, guess what? You have no money, right? So in business, really what you want to focus on first is the ability to get clients, get leads, get people on the phone that are eventually going to pay you money down the line. Now, you're never going to be able to do that just working in a job. You're never going to be able to sell, right? Unless you're a salesperson, of course. So why is freelancing a good way to become an entrepreneur? First of all, because you have to learn how to sell, right? You have to learn how to do the whole process. You have to find the leads yourself, do the lead generation. You have to give the proposals, the pitches, the sales calls, and of course you have to do the follow-up sales. You have to make sure your clients are happy. Number 2, you have to focus on your marketing. It's not just good enough nowadays to be able to sell and do the hard skill. You have to be able to market on a consistent basis so that you're not always just focusing on sales, right? You need your friends to be telling about you or finding you organically online. You need clients to be able to come to you as well. So you need to be able to build some sort of online presence whereby people are coming to you. This is well, in my opinion, the second most useful after sales skills to becoming an entrepreneur, right? Because in any business, you're gonna have to do marketing, advertising, Facebook ads, Google ads.
Wesley, $1 billion virgin, I want to help you.
Whatever it might be, you have to have a very good grasp on marketing. And when you're just doing it for yourself, right, it's a lot lower risk and you're able to just kind of execute, so to speak. It's a good playground to actually start utilizing these ideas of marketing and applying all these things you're reading online, and it's a lot more fun too. But you're never going to be able to do this if you're just working a normal job. However, as a freelancer, it's integral. The third part is personal branding. Now, this isn't really an integral part of any business unit. But as an individual and nowadays, personal branding is more important than ever. In the business sense, the colloquialism people may use is authority, right? You want to become an expert. Now, you don't need to worry about that at the start of your freelancing journey, but as you progress and you want to command much higher premiums for your work, then you have to start building a brand image such that your perceived value is much higher than the others on the market. And the best way to do that is through personal branding, no matter what you're doing, right? It can be as boring as an accountant or as a teacher. I'm sorry if you're an accountant or a teacher, it's not that boring, okay? But still you have to do personal branding in order to stand out. And this fits in with your marketing and sales. And it's an integral part of becoming a successful entrepreneur. Why? Well, if you want to go raise money, if you want to attract really cool talent into your company, if you want to attract really cool clients into your company, you're going to have a great personal brand. A good example of this is the internet entrepreneur Gary Vee.
I'm not just trying to buy the Porsche. I want to buy the Porsche fucking company.
Who, for all intents and purposes, has a very basic social media marketing agency, but was able to have 18-month long wait lines just to sign up as a client. And it's all because of who he is and his YouTube and his personal branding. And of course that's an extreme anomaly, but for the most part these principles go all the way down, specifically in very niche areas, depending on development, design, content marketing, whatever it may be. Personal branding is invaluable. Let's look at the other business areas. Operations. What does a business need? Well, a business needs people, and that's HR. But you need to be able to utilize these people in such a way that the business is scalable and efficient. Now, as a remote freelancer, you're able to learn these operations yourself first, rather than having someone else take care of all the legal work, paperwork, taxes, banks, and whatnot. You're gonna have to learn these things the hard way and by yourself, for yourself. Setting up your own solo entrepreneur or business, setting up your own bank account, registered to that business, creating the contracts and documents and legal work. What I used to do was just take it from the internet and change it into my own words and send it across. But nonetheless, you're gonna have to do a lot of this yourself. However, it's a very, very valuable skill as you blossom into the beautiful entrepreneur that you're going to be in the future. Freelancing allows you to do this in, again, a very low risk, right? And this is important, low risk way, because you're mainly just doing it for yourself on much smaller deals between £500, $1,500, something along these lines. And it essentially gets you this domain knowledge in operations that's going to be hyper useful when you start scaling, right? Once you get very good at your skill, you're going to get lots of demand. So you're going to have lots of people coming to you for work, and then you're going to need more people to do it. But in order to work with more people, you need to understand the operations and the contracts and the legalese and so on. You're going to get all of these skills by working freelance, right? Because it's all basically the same thing. This brings me on to the next point, which is I'm running out of space. HR. So often the most overlooked part of any business is human resources. And this, this is pretty confusing for me, because actually, what is a company without humans? A company is only as good as its talent. So you need to have incredible talent and incredible people around you in this iron sharpens iron mentality. As a freelancer, you're gonna see firsthand how much energy it takes to collaborate with partners, hire assistants, or work with a few people on a specific project, which is then going to take you into the next stages of becoming an agency owner or something along these lines. This is why freelancing as a precursor to becoming an entrepreneur is incredibly useful, because you get to use these on, again, a low risk basis. I'm going to repeat this over and over again, low risk, because when you're working with other freelancers, you're taking them for 10 hours or 20 hours, it's not going to cost you too much money. It's not like when you hire someone full time, right? And you have to make a big commitment to larger salaries and overheads and healthcare and whatever it may be. You get to do it and make those mistakes early on and at the start of your entrepreneurial career. Fantastic stuff, right? Cool. Boom. So, really, a freelancer is just like a mini version of any service business, whether it's lawyers or a creative studio or a marketing studio. As a freelancer, you're still going through the same processes that all of the big guys are also doing. Oh, I just spat on my screen, that was pretty gross. And what is that? Well, it's full cycle client management, meaning taking a client from not even knowing who you are to loving you 3 months down the road and then upselling them. And this is one of the most important skills that you're going to learn, because working with people on a consistent basis and constantly driving that value is difficult. And what you're going to learn is that most of the value is actually just perceived. What a lot of these clients just want is for you to phone them every single day and tell them things are going to be great, you're going to make lots of money, don't worry, you're going to be happy. But you still have to learn how to do that, and most people don't. When you scale into becoming an entrepreneur or you scale into an agency business, This is vital to success. Where a lot of people fail is they are able to get the clients and they're able to do some stuff, but they're not able to keep them for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. And where most B2B businesses succeed is once you get the clients, you're able to keep them for quite a long time, upsell them later on, and make a bunch of money just off those specific clients. And finally, freelancing is the easiest business in the world to scale. Freelancing is the easiest business in the world to scale. Why is that? Well, first of all, it just starts with yourself, and you know your own capacity. So as soon as you hit 120 hours a month, 160 hours a month, however much you want to work, you can, let's say, finger on the pulse, understand how much more human labor help you need from other people at any given time. And also, when you pair this with, again, low risk. One second. Wow, it's like a fake burp. When you pair this with low risk, you're able to scale with other people slowly, right? Slowly. And without the threat of ruining your whole business fast. You don't need funding, you don't need huge clients, right? It might just be one more client and all of a sudden you need to hire one more person. Oh, okay, we got referred by some clients to 2 more people and now we need to hire 3 more people, great. That's exactly how a lot of the agencies I worked for when I was younger and how my agency scaled. That's how a lot of other people's agencies scale. You'll start with these, step-by-step iterative processes, unlike these venture capital Silicon Valley apps where it's balls to the wall, we have $1 million, we need to hire 60 people, good luck, right? Very stressful, long working hours, poor lifestyle, whereas a freelancer, you're able to control all of these acutely. That's why, in my opinion, becoming a freelancer is the single best way to start becoming an entrepreneur. The single best. My name's Shad and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to watch more like this, please subscribe, hit the notifications, all that stuff. Oh, and also we have a Telegram group where we post like really cool information. There's lots of high-level entrepreneurs in there. Go check that out. Okay, peace. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, they hating cause they know that I am nice. Got this music poppin', now I'm needing checks.